All right, guys, check it out. Today on American Heritage Garage, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about my car, the 31 Model A. Haven't had a lot of time to talk about that. It's been kind of at a standstill, still waiting on some parts to be made. But I did get something from UPS the other day, and I'm pretty excited about it. So we're going to do an unboxing. I've never done one of those before, so let's grab a big screwdriver and a set of pliers and tear into this thing. All right, so like I said, we are going to unbox my new toy. This is a Richmond Super T-10. It is brand new. I'll show you the number here on it. Let's see if I can get this in here. I'm hoping there's a spec sheet in here. So it's a 1304 000070, an S ratio, and the serial number is T1005. Again, get you in here a little closer, zoom you in. Focus. Just won't focus. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, it's a T10 4-speed trans with a 243 first gear. I'm hoping that I will be able to, or there'll be a build sheet in here and we can actually see what this thing's all about. So let me back up here and get us set up and we'll tear into this thing. So before I actually tear into the unboxing, I want to tell you a little bit about what I got going on here. Again, this is a Super T10 4-speed from Richmond. About 2.5 years ago when I was prepping to start the build, I knew I wanted a 4-speed. The argument Muncie over Borg Warner, or Muncie 4-speed over T10, there's a big argument if you go online and you talk to different old school guys or whatever. They'll go back and forth. A Muncie Rock Crusher, let's face it, is one of the best absolute 4-speed transmissions ever. But they're expensive and they're hard to find. I'm not saying this was cheap, but anyway. So I had gone to a swap meet and I found a T10, a Super T10 out of a 78 Z28. And I was pretty excited. The price wasn't bad, about $500. Then I started doing a little more research. I admit I was a little unprepared when I purchased it. And I found that the horsepower rating and the torque rating on the original Chevy GM Borg Warner T10s wasn't quite what I needed it to be. I'm not exactly sure, but I know going too much over 300 foot-pounds of torque and not too far off that horsepower put a lot of stress on the original transmissions. There was some stuff inside there that wouldn't hold up. And so I started thinking, and I kind of hemmed and hawed about trying to rebuild it and putting in different pieces and parts and using the case. And ultimately, it came down to what it would cost to kind of rebuild and soup up that transmission would cost what one of these costs brand new. So I got a deal on this through Summit. I caught it right before the holidays. It was at like a $200 off over a certain amount, and I was pretty excited about that, free shipping and all that other stuff. Now this is rated roughly at 375 foot-pounds of torque, and I'll be honest with you, I'm still a little concerned about that, but I'm also not going out drag racing every day, and I'm not going to be too hard on this. So my fingers are crossed with what this thing cost, that it holds up. Because if not, I don't know what I'll do. So anyway, without further ado, we'll start tearing into it. Of course, this has my little copper staples that normally somehow manage to cut my hands really bad. First thing I got to say is it feels stable in there. It's heavy-ish. I can lift it myself. It's not too bad. It feels stable. That's cool. and it doesn't look terribly damaged from shipping. There is one hole up here on the back corner, if you can see, but it didn't even go all the way through because it's kind of double reinforced and everything. I checked the bottom, everything looks good, so we're going to start prying out on these things. Any major, I don't care if it's furniture or whatever, usually what I do is take a screwdriver, pop one corner up, not that you guys need to know how to take staples out, but I might as well tell you. Then with a set of pliers, just pull them up. I have made the mistake of leaving them in like the top flap, and that's when I inevitably cut myself. Because I'll shut the lid, or the lid will pop shut on me, and I'll pull my hand out and drag it across there. So this really isn't too bad. And I'm sure, I would assume there's some sort of tape or adhesive or something of that nature under here, maybe. We'll see. Shipped UPS, shipped quick. It did take Richmond a little while to get it to Summit. I bought it, I didn't pay for it. I ordered it in middle of November, so before Thanksgiving, and it showed up 2 days ago. So it did take a little while, slight back order. I've had some things take a lot longer, so that wasn't bad. If you've caught me saying that I'm still waiting on the headers that are being custom built, if we hit February before I get them, which apparently they're done and waiting, if we hit February, that'll be a year on those. And then I had a set of rims through Summit, take a while. So here we got, like I said, we're double flapped here, here. Pretty good looking packaging, so that's a plus for safety purposes. Let's see if I can pull this up and push it back. So we got some bracing in here, and I'm not sure how far I'm going to take this thing out of here because I'd like to be able to keep it in here. Like I said, the only one thing I was really hoping was that there would be a build sheet of some sort. If not, before I leave here today, I will run through. There's like nothing in here. This is just a straight up transmission in a box. So let's see if I can pull this thing out of here and show you. Now the transmission itself is not that heavy. I'm not that strong, but it's not too bad. So what we'll do is we will set it up here like this. So a couple things I can tell you about this guy. You have your two shift. Let's see if we can see what we're looking at here. Let me move this around and zoom this in here. Double check everything. Everything seems good. Flip it upside down. Yeah, everything looks good. Of course, I'll recheck all the torque on everything. And I'll get you the official specs, like I said, before I close out the video. Let me change position here. Give me a sec. So, this is a Richmond gear transmission. So, it is completely brand new. The case, which I doubt you'll be able to see because of the color, maybe I can get you in there, is made by Richmond specifically. Right there, Richmond Super T-10 71-80049. Looks like the tail shaft here may be something they reused. I'm seeing a date of, what is it, 8/27/65 T10 M-7 WG division. So it's a really nice looking piece of equipment here. Most likely I'll paint it, but I'm pretty happy. All new hardware. I'm sure this thing's been really ran through the ringer when it was put together. Like I said, shipping looked safe. You got your port for the speedometer back here. Be on the passenger side. Depends on what kind of bell housing you want to use. My application, I think I'm going to use just a standard GM style aluminum housing. I've looked at some SFI stuff, race ready stuff, and maybe I'll change and put one of those on. I'm not sure yet. Just depends on how much money you want to spend. But everything looks really, really nice. There is inside here, and I'm no genius when it comes to transmissions, but inside here there's like a block, like the cradle that holds the gears and the input shaft and everything. And on the original ones, that would twist. So they needed to put, if I'm not mistaken, they made an upgrade in 79 or 80, and they started putting steel, hardened steel of some sort, nickel, I don't know, cradles in the casing, and they were a lot stronger and a lot sturdier. These probably, I believe this has the high nickel content gears, where they got the different angle cut in them. Like I said, I'm excited. It should hold up. I sure hope. I better take it a little bit easy because this was too many paychecks to blow up like within the first weekend of driving it. So again, let me go back over here and we'll flip her around and spin it in like that. So here's where see if I can roll it this way a little. Here's where your shifter hooks up. Okay, on this black. So your shifter hooks up here, and then you got your reverse side right there. You got your mounting points for your shifter, the 3 mounting points. I have a Hurst Competition Plus 4-speed shifter. Pretty excited about that. I believe I have a 10-inch straight shifter lever, standard with the the white Hurst ball with the 4-speed on it. Pretty sweet. Standard 1, 2, 3, 4 over and up for reverse. Pretty sure it's over and up. I'll have to look. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's over and up. It might be over and down. Doesn't matter. It's been a while since I played with the one. So anyway, I'm going to set this thing back in the box, and I'm going to go get the specs on this so I can give you the exact specs and we'll close out. But I'm excited. I wanted to do this quick unboxing video to show you what kind of product Richmond makes, and just by the looks of it, I'm pretty excited. So give me a second and we'll close this sucker out. All right, guys, so there you go. Unbox the transmission. Nothing too terribly exciting, but it's here, and I'm excited myself. And it looks like a real nice quality piece of equipment. And yeah, so the owner's manual is downloadable on their website. So if you do purchase one of these, you can just download it there. I'm going to read this to you a little bit because it's like story time with me. So the Super T-10, born in the muscle car area in the 1960s, of course. So this one, the current Super T-10, is 10 pounds lighter and 50% more durable than the original. We'll take that. Good acceleration potential, etc., etc. A 4-speed counter-shaft helical gear transmission. The Super T-10 is synchronized in all forward gears. First and reverse are constant mesh to prevent gear clash, while strut-type synchronizers provide longer life and easier shifting. So that's cool. And hopefully this sucker doesn't whine as much as some do. It shouldn't. Super T-10 should be your choice for performance-type automobiles, light trucks, and selected models of intermediate and full-size cars. The Model A is not a full-size car, so we're doing okay. But I want to run through, again, to clarify, first, second, so your standard 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably am doing this backwards. I'm not sure how it looks for you guys. And then reverse is you press the shifter over and push it up. It actually has kind of a detent in it, so that's that. To run through the gears here, the Super T-10 1304 4070, which is this one. It's rated for 375 foot-pounds of torque. That's the highest amount you can get through Richmond. Trust me, if they made one that was good for 500, I would have bought that. Not that I'm saying the engine's 500 horsepower or 500 foot-pounds of torque, but regardless, overkill is my middle name. So here's the gears, the ratios themselves. First gear is 2.43, second gear is 1.61, third gear is 1.23, fourth gear is direct drive, so it's 1, and then reverse is 2.35. There's different models of these. As they go down, the gears do change a little bit as they go down in torque. Oil capacity, 2.4 U.S. quarts. It's roughly 70 pounds. It's aluminum. And then we move into the installation and clutch setup and all that different stuff, which I'm not going to talk about because I'm assuming that we'll chat about that when the time comes. And if you already know, then you know. And if you don't, well, we'll figure it out together. The one thing I did want to find, and I couldn't find specifically on this, is if they did how well the case is beefed up. It doesn't really matter. I can bet that this is a pretty stout transmission. So there's some pretty good looking troubleshooting information here if you need that. It talks a little bit about setting up speedo gears so you can get the right with tire size and axle ratio and et cetera, et cetera. So some kind of cool stuff there. And that's about it. So anyway, guys, as always, appreciate you joining me. Hopefully this was somewhat fun, different, whatever. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for sticking with me as I've been gone here for a little while. Probably put out some content a little quicker. I was trying to stick with 1 a week, but we might do 2 a week for a little while here. We'll see. But again, thanks for hanging in there and thanks for coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate it. Excited to get back going on the Model A. Once the 40 Chevy's officially out of here, we can have some fun with that. So thanks for commenting, liking, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I appreciate it. Send me comments, negative, positive. It doesn't bother me. Trust me, I'm no genius, and I'll be the first one to say it. So if I screw something up, please let me know, and I'll do the best I can to correct it in the future. But again, thanks for everything, guys, and until next time, we'll see you out here at American Heritage Garage.